E aí, meu querido? E aí, minha querida? Tudo bem com vocês? Vamos começar mais um episódio do podcast Exchange Pass, que, como sempre, é focado na sua transformação. Para você que é novo aqui e não nos conhece, nós trazemos sempre alunos, ex-alunos e outros convidados que podem aumentar a sua perspectiva com relação ao inglês, porque o nosso objetivo aqui é sempre trazer algo de novo para você, algo que você não sabia. Então, isso é algo bem legal. Já fica com a gente na confiança, deixa o like, se inscreve no canal, ajude a gente a chegar a 1000 inscritos até o final desse ano. Precisamos muito dessa marca, estamos aqui ajudando muitas pessoas, já fizemos muitas conexões, então vocês em troca vão dar pra gente algo que é totalmente gratuito. Perfeito? E além disso, a gente sempre ressalta no final do episódio, mas quero ressaltar agora no começo. Meu querido Carlos, primeiramente, boa tarde. Diga pra gente quais plataformas as pessoas podem encontrar o nosso podcast. Boa tarde.
Boa tarde, galera. Nosso podcast ele está simplesmente em todas as plataformas.
Caraca.
Em todas. Aonde você procurar, nós estaremos lá. Nós temos ali o Deezer, o Spotify, o Apple Music. Sabia que o nosso podcast ele é mais visto no Deezer e no Apple Music? Não, desculpa, no Spotify.
Sério?
É.
Cara, que show.
Legal, né? E só não corrigindo ali o teacher, né? Incrementando, nós também trazemos pessoas nativas de outro país, pessoas nativas do inglês, porque nada mais do que mostrar, né, a importância do inglês também é falar o inglês e mostrar que nós sabemos falar o inglês, né?
Exatamente.
Que nem a nossa conversa que nós tivemos com o Rock e o Jordan. Foi uma conversa...
Eu tinha esquecido que o Rock, ele é nigeriano, né? O Rock nigeriano, o Jordan americano.
That's the one, you got it.
That's it, man, that's it.
E hoje nós temos um convidado que é de Uganda. E o nome dele é Ejuku. Did I say right?
Yes. No.
No? Well, that's hard because in Portuguese we speak the way it's right down.
See, but there's a E and J. So Ejuku.
Ejuku. Juku.
There is a vowel before, right?
Yeah.
Juku.
Ejuku.
Juku, introduce yourself for us.
Olá. Meu nome é Ejuku, eu sou de Uganda. Eu artista, trabalho com músico, teatro, com dance. Gostei muito saúde mental. I do my art so I can find ways or encourage people to use art as a tool for mental health.
And it is.
And it is. So that's what I do, I guess.
That's awesome.
That's me.
It's good.
Citizen of the world.
Citizen of the world.
Lover of sound. Food.
Food lover.
Food lover.
All right.
É cachaça.
Em cachaça, yeah. How long have you been living here in Brazil?
3 anos. 3,5.
3 anos e meio.
3 anos e meio. There you go.
Oh, all right.
See.
That's nice.
So, Portuguese for you, easy, hard to learn? How many languages do you speak, by the way?
I speak 12 languages.
12? 12 línguas.
12 languages. And you have different languages in our community.
Oh, okay.
Every region has a different language. And every language is something you have to learn if you want to communicate with this other language. And every religion, every language, comes with a different dress code, different music, different style of singing, different art. And it represents the different tribes, we're called tribes. Yes, and then the international languages. And now Portuguese.
Do you learn those languages when you are a kid?
Yes, because you learn them most of us went to boarding school, so you have different people coming in from different communities. And so you learn to either communicate in one language or you learn to speak the other language. And it's, as a kid, if you're moving from one place to another, this becomes something.
Wow.
Interesting. But
we just know one.
Yeah.
I feel so... two now. Two. But wow, most of Brazilians just know Portuguese.
Yeah.
And some of them really bad.
Yeah, that's
True.
right. And like, Uganda is divided like you told me you have like some dialects, right?
Yes.
But in different states, different cities, how is it divided?
They're called districts. So
Districts.
yeah,
Okay.
where east, north, south, just the usual
Okay.
poles.
They are too far from.
From each other, quite a bit. It's like 300 kilometers, 400
Oh,
kilometer
yeah,
drive.
that's quite a
so
lot.
it's like a day's drive.
Uh,
Yeah, and every region, for instance, I'm from the eastern side, where the smart people come from. And we have, the east has a combination of both Bantu languages and Nilotic languages. So some languages even cross over to Kenya. So I'm an Itasot, Etasot from Uganda, but there's also Itasot from Kenya. And it's because we're sharing the border, but it's also the eastern side. And so these languages have been put in, like, grown in the same area. And the crossover is usually through either intermarriages between people and communities. But yeah, if you're Muteso, you are so because your father is a Muteso.
Wow, that's
oh,
nice.
yeah, so
That's nice.
different.
It's so many, so much culture, right? So it's
See,
not just one.
No,
It's good.
no, it's
But do people get divided because of it?
yes. I was actually coming to it because now we have something called tribalism, and this has been increased by, say, maybe religion or politics. And for instance, politics has done a good one where one side of the, if the president is from, let's say, Imarui, or let's say the president is from Florianopolis, the whole side of Florianopolis will get all the good stuff, all the good roads, all the beautiful malls, all the airports, and then whatever other community around will suffer. And
That's bad.
yeah, and that's been seen consistently. And then also certain jobs are dedicated to a certain group of people. You know, it's like, these guys do that, these guys do this, these guys do that. And you grow up with all these different stereotypes from people.
That's bad.
That telling you how shit your community is.
Yeah.
You know, or like, no, you guys are brown, you know, you guys are darker skinned, you know. So there's all this tribalism, and yeah.
Is it the same thing? Like it's in Brazil, you can see a lot of rich people, but at the same place, you see a lot of poor people. It happens the same day.
Yeah, and to even extremes sometimes, you know. And it was like, well, for instance, like the tribalism design that we have allows a certain part of tribe to really have access to most of the services. So the cost, they have more, and the rest just scraping on small things.
Got it.
So
Yeah.
why did you come to Brazil?
Yeah,
what was
that will be my next question.
Man, life,
life?
just life experience.
And you said something. You citizen of the world.
Yeah.
Your country, you born speaking English, so it makes you can go everywhere you wanna go because you speak English. That's why we usually say to our listeners, once you speak English, doesn't matter where you go, you can go.
True.
That's nice.
True.
Yeah.
And if you open your mouth anywhere,
Yeah. Even here in Brazil, we don't speak English, but English is really useful here.
Yeah.
You can get a better job or
get
like
away from police.
yeah.
Come to you. Sorry, no Portuguese.
Yeah, I have never tried.
No. Hello, sir. How are you? Yes, my name is Ejuku. Nice to meet you. You know.
Have never tried.
No, what's this? What do you want? My ID. Oh yeah. I'll show you my ID. Yeah, it's my ID.
right
Take
here.
it. You know. Yeah.
Good, God. Good. Okay, but tell me the most challenging thing in Portuguese for you. Because we spoke Portuguese at the beginning of our podcast.
Yeah.
And like, okay, you are in an immersion here in Brazil because everyone here speaks Portuguese.
See.
So how hard it is for you, or what is the most challenging thing for you?
I like the grammar. So
You like?
Yeah, I like grammar. So I don't like to use shitty grammar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to use poor grammar.
Mm.
So the furthermost, what's this?
Formal grammar?
Formal grammar.
Yes.
That's what I get like on my phone when I translate something on Google. I get that formal grammar, and sometimes, yeah,
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's like when we try to speak English, we try to use some formal words.
Yeah, we do. And another thing, in my opinion, the international English is the easier one to understand. I don't know if you agree with me or not. Because, like, we received an American here, and I talked to one woman from England when I was in a trip to Manaus. And when I'm talking to a person who is not a native speaker, for me, it's easier to understand because we speak something that I call international English. I don't know if you agree with me or not, because you speak English since you were young, but it's not your mother language and not your first language.
yeah.
You just
I think we have something called Yuga English, for instance, and Yuga English is what we have developed because we use other languages, and so this is something we appreciate or use, and it's never been, for me, it's never been necessarily international because it's been drilled into me in school, you know.
Mhm.
So
Is it your mother language? It's not like
no, it's not.
It's not. So you learn.
We learn
when
English.
when you are at home, you speak like with your wife. You speak Uganda or you speak English?
she's Brazilian.
Oh, she's Brazilian. Sorry.
When we speak English.
You speak English.
Yes. So yes, we were drilled the English language into the school. So we grew up speaking this, and we found ways to come up with different slang to say what we want to say. And sometimes if we call it sometimes proper English, or we want to consider it, is when I'm speaking straight without any slang, like this, somewhat.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, as yo, for sure, if I was not even going to do that, then it becomes, I'm not understandable by people around me, you know? So maybe the understanding for sure is something we strive for. So maybe I even speak slower this time and try to,
The way you speak so clear.
Yeah.
It's so clear and slow. Like I can understand everything.
Easily.
Depend of the person that comes here and speak fast is hard to understand.
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes we cannot even close our eyes to lose a word. We lose the whole context.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember one day I was at the airport and there was a white man screaming on the other side, and I was like, what is happening right there? And he was speaking in English. And I came toward him and I said, excuse me, sir, can I help you? And he said, oh, I just missed my flight. I need someone to help me. No one wants to talk to me. And then I said, have you tried to speak a bit slowly? Well, but by the way, I asked, where are you from? And he said, California. And I said, I knew it. People from California speak pretty fast. So there are some people, like, you are here for too long.
Yeah.
So you know how you can, what you can do to people understand you better.
Yeah.
But in your first time here, you feel like, what do I have to do? Like, it's much harder for the ones who are not here for too long. Right.
Yeah. We get that frustration when someone doesn't understand you.
Is it happen to you?
Yeah, sometimes it does. It does. Because, hey, we're human beings. I'm like, yeah, I want this. And nope. And trying to explain it in a language they will understand. And yet you see the frustration on their face. It's like, oof. It's like they're trying to understand you, but they're frustrated that they can't understand you, you know. That has me something thinking, do you guys, I have this as a question, do you guys feel like when we speak English we sound very arrogant?
You?
Yeah, it's like in a
No.
conversation or...
No.
No,
Not at all.
not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
This is
Well, I might feel that if it's a Brazilian, because some Brazilians, when they speak good English, they want to prove to you that English is better than yours. So these kind of people, I feel arrogant. You know, some Brazilians say, "Oh, it doesn't pronounce like but butter. It doesn't pronounce water. It say water." So this
feel
kind
you.
of people, it's arrogant. But you not at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your point of view,
Yeah.
like in Brazil, you usually speak more English or Portuguese with Brazilians.
Ubers, Portuguese.
Oh,
And the bars, the botecos, the friends, the community outside of my house, I speak a lot of Portuguese,
Okay.
and yes, just comes off easily.
Mm-hmm.
And also because I don't know who speaks
English.
English, but I get away because I'm still I speak basic Portuguese or
Oh, basic Portuguese?
something like that, you know.
Mhm.
So I get away. I know where directions are. I can get from one place to another.
Mm-hmm.
I can ask for food. I can have a conversation, and
Yeah.
I'll understand maybe 50%
Mhm.
of what the conversation is happening.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm trying to now, for instance, articulate and use my brain to speak, then that's when I cannot speak Portuguese.
Mhm.
You know, it's like if I'm having a good, interesting argument with someone
Uh-huh.
and I need to make a valid point, it's like, yo, let me tell you this. And
I guess it's for everyone that is not the main language.
Yeah.
Like if I argue with someone in English, I'll say, "Okay, you're right."
you're right. But if I don't do that, it's like,
You know-
let me break it down for you.
You know something fun? When I used to live in Australia,
Yeah.
some Australian say some bad words for me, swear to me, say, "Oh, you know, I don't want to say the word."
Yeah, yeah.
And then people say, "But didn't feel offended?" Say, "Man, it's not my first language. That's not offended at all.
Yeah.
That's not like I feel you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
It doesn't."
I can do worse, you know, in my language.
Now, if you see Portuguese, I might be offended.
Yeah.
True.
For sure.
That's true.
Yeah, it happened the same thing to me. Now tell us one thing. The hardest word for you to pronounce in Portuguese that you try but you don't feel like you're speaking the right way.
What is that word?
Liquidificador.
No, liquidificador is
Oh, good.
Pretty
Um,
good.
Don't forget to talk straight to the
Oh,
microphone.
you can turn to you.
Yeah, you can turn it to you. Yeah, like this.
Giovanni usually
Yeah,
does
sometimes
like
I get it
this.
right here like I was a singer, you know, a presenter.
Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I
prob, no
forget.
prob.
Sometimes I forget. I'll think about this one, but one of them that gave me approximate something.
Aproximadamente.
That
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Approximately. Yeah.
That's hard.
No. Let's go.
Yeah.
Ejuku, I got a
Tell me.
question for you
Yes.
because I was checking your profile,
Yes.
and you have these drums in here.
Yeah.
Which is this I'll say music style, dance style, because this makes me feel like capoeira, like you know when they play what is the name of the capoeira? A berimbau
Berimbau, yeah.
and drums.
Yeah.
This makes me feel like when you play samba, you have the pandeiro
Yeah.
and drums. Is it which style is this?
So this is from the eastern part of Uganda, and it's that's magiso, which is it's a dancing tune, like full on energy dancing, and it's usually done during a ceremony, a circumcision ceremony. Yes, so men at a certain age, to become a man, you go through a circumcision, so you embrace your manhood, and it's a whole festive showing your manhood. You dance. There's a lot of drinking. There's a lot of drumming, and it's It's one of those. It's
So this one is just for this is specific. How can I say? This is specific moment.
yeah.
So we have the different like it's if it's for marriage.
Yes, there's a completely different
Completely
tune
different.
on that.
Oh.
If it's like the birth of twins, for instance, that gives us like a good
Amazing
reason to-
tradition. By the way, let's show it. Who is
Yeah.
on
We can put on the screen.
We
for-
can put it on
Yeah.
the screen for sure.
here, right here, right?
No.
Is it
Put
good?
põe
No.
aqui.
Oh, here. Oh, okay, no problem.
I guess on the camera there it will vai focar, vai ser difícil para
Can
focar.
you send to...
Yeah,
Ele pode olhar o perfil e colocar, ó.
nice.
Manda no seu porque eu não tenho o WhatsApp deles.
Oh, right, sure.
Yeah.
So it's good. Do you think samba it's in any point similar to what you guys have in Uganda?
No and yes, in a
Because
sense.
the instruments it sounds the same. The dancing style, not samba at all, but you know, I've heard that it comes from Africa culture. The samba.
It did. It has its roots indeed, and yet it took its own direction. For instance, the count is completely different, but you can counterplay with it. When you're playing samba, there's similarities that we have because of the so many drums. You know, the rhythm that cumbia and samba touch has an African heritage to it.
Yes,
And
roots.
this has been passed on for so many different
Yeah.
generations. Like if you listen to some samba riais and what we hear now,
Oh, it's way different.
it's completely different, you
It
know.
changed.
And so yes, its roots are in Africa, but it became
Something totally different.
completely different that is only present in Brazil, you know.
Mhm.
And for me as a drummer too, when you come here, I have to learn, you know, I have to learn the samba way of drumming, you know. It's
Mhm.
not
It's not same. No,
it's not the same because the routines, yeah, maybe they were doing the same slashes or the same runs, but
Mhm.
it's samba, you know.
So here in Brazil, when you do your art, you usually go play. You play in bars, and what do you play usually? Because I can see that's a bar, right?
This is in Uganda.
Oh, that's in Uganda.
Uganda.
Yeah, I just came back. I have a new EP out, so we did a video for it, and yeah, I saw that.
Vai pouquinho mais para baixo, o Paulo.
Yes. So to answer your question,
Oh, no problem.
Dá
Não.
pouquinho mais para baixo, que é só para mostrar o vídeo que a gente tava falando. Ué, não tá aí não o
Oops.
vídeo. Era esse aqui, ó, que a gente tava falando, comentando sobre.
What a pity.
no. I saw it.
I can see a peça. I can see a peça.
Quer alugar o meu aí?
Tá de boa, depois.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we do have a few locations as a band.
Mhm.
This is where I met this guy actually.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Uh,
I don't know where you guys met.
There's a place called Let's Beer. It's
Let's beer.
Yeah,
Let's-
Beer.
Let's
let's
Beer.
beer.
I want to go there.
Yeah.
Me too. It's a very cozy spot. We have a slot there once a month,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's one of those nice places that we like to play. It's Afro jazz, so we share it.
But it's a group of it's a group, not just you.
No, it's a group. We're
It's a
three
group.
people. We
All from
have-
Uganda?
No.
Okay.
Both of them are from Brazil.
Mhm.
Actually, one is from Argentina. He's
Oh, wow.
Oh, which one is from Argentina?
Cracker.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The bass guy.
Yeah,
The bass guy is from Argentina. All right.
Yeah, Saski, the spaces,
Seski here in Paulista, have you played?
not yet. That is work in progress.
Yeah, that's nice. Have you seen the auditorium in
No.
Seski Paulista?
No, I haven't.
It's good. It's beautiful.
Oh, amazing.
And it's very cozy because it's small. There's no place for you to stand, just some puffs and and bands. It's a nice place there.
Nice, amazing.
Nice.
And when I met him, I was with Luisa. We just entered the bar, and I looked straight, and I saw him sat at the bar, and I saw, oh, nice hat. And I went straight to him, and we start talking.
Yeah, he had a
He's
nice
like
hat
this.
too. He had a nice hat too. Like, yeah, I see you, man. I
Yeah,
see
nice
you.
hat, nice hat too.
It's like,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah. Answer to your question, yes.
Yeah. And how many instruments do you play?
Drums or any other instruments?
Any other?
Maybe 4.
Wow, 12 language, 4 instruments. I know 2 language, not instruments at all. I'm
Yeah.
so bad.
I'm struggling to learn harmonica and piano.
Okay. Start with piano. Harmonica will come handy. Will come easy because piano will like give you the keys and the notes. So
Got
you
it.
start there, and then once the guy says, "Oh, this is a harmonica in C," you actually know what a harmonica in C sounds like, you know. So yeah, in a good path.
Agora, ó, quero até fazer uma pergunta pra você em português, porque é uma pergunta simples pra você. Sua comida favorita aqui no Brasil?
Come on, you're gonna put me feijoada. It has to be
Feijoada.
feijoada.
Putz, feijoada.
É mesmo,
Show de bola.
É mesmo.
Amazing.
Cara, eu sou apaixonado.
Agora,
Calma que ele tem
Alright,
mais. Calma que ele tem mais.
alright.
Qual?
Sim.
Só feijoada?
Come on. Mandioca fritas.
mandioca frita. Putz, é muito bom.
You know that codfish de bacalhau or something
Ah,
like that.
bacalhau. Bacalhau é bom.
That's
Mas é caro.
A gente come aqui o que? Na Páscoa
Não,
e
na
só, né?
But it's good. Okay. Sim.
Agora, ó, estilo musical favorito aqui do Brasil.
That's difícil. That's hard, eh? Samba de raiz.
Samba de raiz.
And
show.
classical.
Aham.
Classical things. Forró.
Oh, forró.
Ó.
That's good.
You know how to dance?
Oh yeah.
É.
Oh yeah. I know how to play it too.
Mais algum?
Some funk too.
Oh,
A bit of funk.
funk's good.
Yeah,
Funk's
on the
good.
street.
Um,
Baile.
I don't like it, but I respect.
Yeah.
Likes.
but you know what? He's saying something. Funk nowadays is bad. But if you go samba from MC Marcinho, was good.
Oh, nice.
Você lembra do MC Marcinho?
lembro do MC
É,
Marcinho.
Como é que é o nome? Era Poderosa.
Rosa,
Era
olha
totalmente.
aí,
It
ó.
was totally different.
Yeah.
So I guess what he's saying before, ele estava dizendo antes que as coisas antigamente tinham mais raízes, né? Eram
Aham.
mais. E a gente concorda. O funk hoje em dia é outra coisa. Não tem nada a ver do funk do início. Aí ele estava comentando do samba também.
Aham, samba.
O
Aí
samba
sim.
que a gente tava falando, né? Que o samba do que era no passado, hoje em dia é totalmente diferente.
Exatamente.
What do you call that? The drum sound of carnival. You know the sound of carnival.
É samba também. É samba. O samba de carnaval é.
Ixi, mas tem um nome específico, mas eu não sou muito
Salgueiro,
ligado em
não?
carnaval, eu não lembro o nome.
Mas o carnaval é excelente. É excelente. Ah,
Reasons was
Yeah.
one of the reasons I came here.
have you seen the parade? Não, mas não na rua, né? Que você tem um carnaval.
No,
Sambódromo.
Sim,
Já viu?
Já
É
vi.
lindo. É lindo. É lindo.
Maravilhoso.
É lindo. Ali tem muita arte envolvida, muita música, muito tudo. Então, ali eu. Como é que chama, Paulo, quando é no carnaval? Não é folia? É porque quando você fala folia, eu lembro da rua, do carnaval de rua, que é diferente,
que
né?
é diferente também.
Have you been to carnaval from Recife, Pernambuco? They have the
sim.
big
the
guys.
the big animals and the statues and
Yeah.
faces.
You see, carnival is something interesting because in Brazil you have a kind of carnival. Salvador, Bahia, you have a different carnival.
Yeah.
You go to Pernambuco, Recife, it's a different kind of carnival. So it's not just one. If
No.
you go to Rio, gonna be different.
Yeah. I'm exploring this adventure.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whereabouts in Brazil have you been?
Ooh, where have I not been? Let's see.
That's a traveler. That's a citizen of the world, a citizen from Brazil.
Yeah, he knows more cities than me. Maybe.
True. Do you want me to name them out one by
No,
one?
but like the main ones.
The main
the
ones.
most
Okay, so I've been up north, Amazonia também.
Ooh,
That
never.
was beautiful.
Yes, it is.
The beaches. I just keep ticking one off them every day. I was like, oh, I had this one. I've been to the south.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Very nice. Manaus.
Manaus.
That was a very
You
good
haven't
place.
been to Bahia?
Yes, I have been in
I've
Salvador.
never been to Bahia, and I tell everyone.
What?
I have never been to Bahia.
Yeah.
Never, and I have a lot of friends
Me
there.
neither.
I have a lot of friends there.
Nice.
People say it's beautiful, but like I've been to Pernambuco, Alagoas, but never south in Brazil, like cities around here, but never to Bahia.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And which cities in the south?
Imaruí, Florina, Floripa, Imbituba.
All right.
Did you feel like some different vibes from south and north?
I think that's what I've been told. But I think it's the people. It's not. I think it's the people we come across. You know, I've been told the South has different perspective about black people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the people.
Mm-hmm.
If I come across like the people for reason I've gotten to spend time with, are very beautiful people, great souls, and I've never treated me any way that I felt uncomfortable and unjustly treated. And yeah, I don't think I'm yet. I don't want to experience that.
No,
but
in this point, the question wasn't about this. It was
No.
like if you go to the north of Brazil, you go to the beach. As people, I think the people is more warm. There's more music.
Yeah.
There's more forró.
Yeah.
If you go to the south, it's a little bit calm,
Yeah.
quiet.
yeah,
That's the vibe that I think. But
Yeah.
your point was pretty good because we know Brazil has some problems with that.
100%.
So
100%. And yeah, until you experience it, that's when you have a clear experience or like something to say about it, you know. Yeah, but when you look at I think it's in the history where you have the Germans, Scandinavians.
Mm-hmm.
all the
and
European part.
all the
all-
European part went and settled in the south because of the weather too. It's cold. It's just favorable. Access to the ocean and the likes. And then when you go up, it's hot. That's where all the colored people went. You know? and somehow, yeah, we like the hot.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
And which city did you like the most?
Man, that is a
Or
good
if you want to
question.
say like top 3, because sometimes we
top
say
three.
like we say like
Okay,
just
top
one. It gets hard.
Okay. Definitely Pipa.
Pipa,
Oh,
Rio Grande do Norte.
Yeah,
Natal.
Pipa is
Yes.
a good one. That's a good spot. I put Belo Horizonte on there.
Belo Horizonte.
Yeah, they got
I couldn't imagine that.
good cachaça.
Yes. Cachaça de
Got it.
Salinas. It's called from Minas Gerais.
Okay, and I really appreciate the small hills or small communities. So right now, one of my favorite cities is like Amparo, just here.
Amparo.
Amparo.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's very quiet,
place, Amparo.
simple.
I've never
Amparo
been to.
close to Serra Negra.
Serra Negra has
It's beautiful,
Campinas.
like-
Mm.
Like it's quite calm. In São Paulo, that's so much things happening.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. So when you go there, it's
like-
totally different. So you can
Oh.
breathe.
Yeah.
It's Amparo. It's a nice spot.
What is
like
the city?
1.5 hours.
Amparo. Is it beautiful?
It's dope.
Like
It is.
oh,
It's
yeah.
quiet, it's simple, there's not... You will enjoy the quietness.
É, não vou falar que Sorocaba é muito grande,
Essa-
mas é uma cidadezinha pequena. É bem legal.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's nice. So you travel a lot around here.
I do. I make art, you know. Ribeirão Preto.
Ribeirão
Ribeirão Preto.
Preto.
Maybe because they have good beer.
I think Colorado is from Ribeirão Preto.
And
Yeah.
it's my
It's
favorite.
amazing. It's
That's
amazing.
one of my
Your
favorites.
favorite beer.
Are we talking about favorite beer? Okay.
It's good.
Yeah. But nice place too.
Well,
Mm.
you always live with your wife here, or because the question is, do you guys travel together? Or you travel alone?
Yeah, we do a lot of traveling together.
You know, like for Brazilians, I mean for the middle Brazilians,
Yeah.
it's so hard to travel a lot here because it's expensive.
Yes, it is.
The plane is expensive.
Mhm.
The stay is expensive. The bars and food and restaurants is expensive. So for Brazilians, we always say we just travel once a year. So look how many places you've been. It's so
Yeah.
hard. Like
Yeah.
an example for the middle Brazilian, they receive like around 3,000 reais. You go to Rio Grande do Norte, it's gonna be at least $5,000 to $10,000 reais. The travel, and then you're gonna spend the rest of the year paying
off your debt.
pay off.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but it's in one point. I met people that I'm gonna travel. I'm not gonna go to the fancy spot.
No,
I'm
that's
gonna
go
the best
back.
part.
Yeah, you enjoy
Yeah.
the really place.
You take. I think I love traveling. I've always wanted to travel, and I started traveling in Uganda when I was a little boy. And you learn to travel on a 0 to none budget, and
Oh.
yeah, and that's the best. That's the beauty or the lesson about traveling. Or you meet different people, different experiences. Some shit, some great, some just passing on. But traveling on a 0 to none budget as a musician for me was how I started. Go with my drum. It's like I'll play for food, man, and accommodation. The guy's like, yeah, come on. Next day, like, man, I like you to play more. Yeah, I was like, okay, maybe I'll get paid a little bit, you know. But that's about it. There is no safety net when you're traveling. It's you and the world, and the experiences you're gonna learn. It's just for you to find out. I'm not saying don't save some money and have a good trip or travel, but if you want to travel and see, get your tent, put it on your back, sit on the bus overnight, get somewhere,
Yeah,
pitch
it's,
up your tent, check out a new location. You find the best place to eat food from the locals. They'll always show you, like, come on, let me take you to the best place.
yes,
You know?
yeah.
we always learn something new. It's an amazing,
You know, man.
it's an amazing experience
Yeah.
because travel is not like a waste of money.
No.
You get a lot of experience. You learn a new culture.
Yep.
You learn new people,
Mhm.
and you get a new perspective of things.
Yep.
So that's one of the most amazing things that we could do to ourselves.
Yeah.
Even good for our mental health.
Yeah.
100%.
Wh-
I was saying.
what are you doing? It's what people backpackers do in Asia and I forgot the continent from Australia. It's Oceania.
Yeah.
So what they do, they go like, they just have the money for the tickets to go the bus and the rest. They go and say, okay, I'm gonna stay in this backpacker. As you said, I'm gonna play
Walk.
here.
Yep.
They said, okay, if you play here and if you clean one day, you can have a stay for 1 month.
Yep.
So what the people do? And they because I met people, they spend the whole year travel all around Asia because Asia is a nice place to travel. It's common people do that. Go to Oceania, do the same, and then go back to the country. Say, "Hey, how much did you spend? It's just money for the
Just for
tickets,
the ticket,
for
yeah.
the transport,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
it." And he's saying it does the same here in Brazil. We Brazilians have a view of Brazil different because when you say that to me, I say, okay, go. An example, I go to Salvador with.
Ilhabela.
Ilhabela. But
This is Friday.
Ilhabela, it's a spot for.
Santos.
Yes, it is.
Hey, it's not a You can go
I
there.
would go there because I want to play there, you know. So it was like I would go and present my.
Because if you're an artist,
yes,
you can play everywhere there. The
That's what I'm
bars and
saying.
pubs will
Yes.
pay you for that.
Yes, and with that comes with like, yeah, I also need a place to stay, yeah, and some food, yeah. So
Okay, nice.
then there's that availability too. Juke, for instance, these are areas that yes, there you find there are people doing that, but there are also spaces that have camping tents. So and I think it depends who
Where you
you're
go.
doing the traveling for. If you're doing it for yourself or to please the next person around you,
Got it.
or the people around you, or you need a status quo.
But-
It's like, hey, I'm traveling. Not really. Doesn't.
But you know what thing?
Mm.
You have a lot of self-confidence and you trust your art because like you can get somewhere and someone just say, "Nah, I'm not interested in that." But like I saw your art
Yeah.
and it's incredible, amazing,
Cheers,
and
man.
different.
Cheers,
You know,
man.
that's a point. So everybody wants to listen to it and to know a little bit more about it. Mainly because when we are talking about songs, music, art, there is a huge history behind it,
Yeah.
and that's quite amazing,
Yeah. Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Also because I'm black, you know. Sometimes you walk in the place like, this black man. Come on. What is he saying, you know? And sometimes we call them white black sympathizers. And you get the gig because you
But There
yeah.
is another thing on you because if you are from Uganda, yeah, like we say gringo because you're gringo.
I am a
I
gringo.
think people from Brazil empathize more when you're gringo.
Yes,
If
they
you were
do.
a Brazilian, say no, not you.
Yeah.
But when you say, oh, I'm from Uganda, I'm gonna play some African songs,
songs,
music.
yeah.
So they feel, fuck, that's someone from another country with different cultures. People want to listen.
Yeah.
I guess that's the point.
That's the
people,
selling point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works every time. I mean, we are here.
And you are friendly, you know, you're outgoing, so it helps a lot as well.
Oh, cheers. So are you. That's why we're here, you know?
Yeah.
So next time, when is the next time you're gonna play in beer or alguma
Let's
coisa?
Beer.
Let's
Let's
beer.
beer, let's
Yeah.
What's
beer.
gonna be next time?
End of this month.
And
End of this month.
which day? Is it close to here?
Yeah, it is. It is close to here.
It's close.
Whereabouts?
It's Mariana.
Villa Mariana.
Villa Mariana.
Yeah.
Villa Mariana. Okay.
Yeah.
We still have to go to Fernando's.
Yeah.
Fernando, it's a Brazilian guy that plays soul music, and he plays in Villa Madalena, right?
Villa Madalena, yes.
We gotta go see him.
Okay.
And now
Julius Bar.
you.
Okay,
You-
I'll send you my details.
Yeah, send the
Yeah.
details. We can put in here for people that want to see you.
Awesome. And what's that other place you told me about that you wanted to bring me? A space, something.
Espaço 337.
Oh, it's past 337. You're gonna love the guys there.
Oh, yeah.
They
for
are
sure.
pretty nice.
Okay.
And it's not gonna be a place for gringos. An example. No, I say that because the mainly idea is concentrate people that live in Brazil to play and have then culture. An example, as I showed you, they have sarau, they have reggae, they have samba, they have rap, they have everything. So when I went there, I didn't know about this place. I just met Jordan because he was American and teaches English. When I went there for English immersion, after finish, it came like Dominicano, I don't know, Dominican.
Dominican. Yeah.
From people from everywhere, from United States, and I said, "Fuck!" It said, "Oh, that's a place that we all come here." And of course, there's Brazilians, but it's a place that he concentrates and put cultures for everyone.
No.
That's a place you're gonna like it.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
a place,
for sure.
probably because it's music involved.
Okay.
It's music.
Okay. You know I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be
Great.
there. I'll be there.
And man, we learn a lot with that. Like that's the reason why I love being here with Carlos and with our guests because it's a new perspective, it's a new thing. Like I knew Uganda before, mainly because I worked at the airport, so I talked to many people from many countries from Africa,
Yeah.
But anyway, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, man.
Now, I want to know one thing.
Yes.
For us Brazilian, when we are learning English, for example,
Yes.
there is a word that we learn how to pronounce or we understand, and you feel like we got it. We feel really happy about it.
Yeah.
So tell me a Brazilian word that you learned and you felt like amazing. It's gonna be quite easier or much easier for me to communicate to others.
Tipo.
Tipo. We say tipo a lot. We say tipo
I'm
a
like, what is this word? Tipo. It's like, tipo.
Do you use mano?
Yeah.
Mano? Mano, fuck. I love mano.
É tipo doido, né? Não, a gente não fala assim, mas enfim, né? A gente usa muito tipo pra
I
tudo,
use
né?
tipo a lot.
Yeah.
And when you learn English, you get this word input in English as well when you're learning, and that's
Like.
fuck the sorry that's kind of get your communication wrong.
Yeah.
Because if you use kind is cheapo, right? Kind is cheapo. You use kind a lot, so
Kinda like.
kind of like,
Kinda
kind
like,
of, kinda.
Kinda.
Yeah,
Like,
sort of.
Yeah, there's so many words for that. Yeah, there's like the chip. There's chip. Chip me, chip that, chip me. What was the other one? The Brazilian, the Portuguese. If you realize the grammar in Portuguese and English, translate one word and you translate it in Portuguese or in English, the grammar is completely
Different.
Yes.
It's completely off, and it messes with me sometimes.
I gonna say English grammar is much easier.
Yeah,
It's
you
eight.
think?
I guess so. In an example, I do, I did, I've done. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Eu fiz, tu fez, eles fizeram, nós fizemos. It's too much.
This
it's
is
too-
what gets me
Yeah.
a lot. Where
So-
to put it the right one.
That's so many words. And it's
Falamos.
yeah. There is Well, I'll
Think about
that's another thing. Like an example, we some places we put that for K, right?
Yes.
And in English you don't have to.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
How has it been for you guys to learning English? Did you learn through? I do a lot through music or listening to people rapping, or sometimes I watch the movie, and
Moving.
I take away subtitles, so I just see if I can understand the movie as it goes. How did you guys learn or practice the English when you were learning?
I studied at a traditional school, not a school for the government. I had to pay English school for 5 years, and the things that helped me to improve my English was movies and series. And I used to play video games, but mainly movies.
Okay.
Music is hard for me to understand.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, well, if you get like a singer that plays slow song, I might understand. But if you get like a rapper, or depends of the pop music, it's hard. Or I used to love Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Linkin
But fuck,
Park,
some part of the music is easy, but the rest I don't understand at all. Unless I see the lyrics.
Yeah.
Well, in my case, I used to get, really lazy to translate the games. So I didn't learn playing video game. Many people do, but I don't. I didn't, by the way. Sorry. Anyway, I learned English studying in an English course. I took it when I was young, but not for too long. And then after I started working at the airport, I got like, I need to learn English because I was struggling to talk to people.
No.
And then I started another English course again.
Okay.
I studied for a while.
Nice.
I love reading news about everything. So I started reading Brazilian news in foreign
Languages.
Yes, in foreign languages. So it helped me a lot to improve my English. Songs. Yeah, I love music. And when I was 17, I liked a rock band called Interpol. And I got one of their lyrics and I memorized. I knew it by heart and I could pronounce it very easily in English. And I thought, well, if I'm able to pronounce this lyric in English, I'm able to speak it.
Yeah.
So it was like my beginning.
Okay, that's nice. Buscam preto. You know,
And for you,
yeah.
have you been somewhere else than Brazil?
Yeah, quite a few. I've been to Colombia.
Colombia?
In South America, you mean?
All around the world.
Yeah.
In the world, Europe. I've done a few tours there. More than maybe 10 countries in Europe.
10 countries in Europe.
So
And
Amazing.
easy for you because you speak English.
Yeah.
yeah, it does. It comes in handy. And some places, some Norwegian communities or villages might not find a woman who speaks English, but maybe one or two people, a youngster will speak some English in there, so it comes in very handy. Yeah, and then a few also in Africa. Yeah, it's bro. My long drum is been considered it's a talking drum, so we have a narrative where it's a messenger. So in a sense, I'm like, I need to share this drum to different communities in different places. So yeah, it comes in handy. It
So
allows
you
me-
are a traveled guy. You've been so
Yeah.
many places.
Yeah, been
More than
around.
me.
Been around.
Yeah.
Been around.
And it's funny because you've been to first world country. You've
Yeah.
been all around South America and you still chosen Brazil.
Man, it's the weather.
It's the weather.
It's the
It's a
weather.
caipirinha, I guess.
There's
Was a
something in the water.
caipirinha.
There's something in the water, you know.
Was a
There's something in the
caipirinha
water.
feijoada.
There's something in the water.
Yeah, weather and warm people.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think I always admired the samba, the carnival experience. I think from the first time I saw it, you're like, it'd be nice to be there one day, you know. So as a drummer or as a musician or an artist, like, yeah, you want to come to São Paulo or Brazil for a bit, even if it's just to stay for a few years and then continue.
I met a man from Australia, and he was with a wheelchair. I met him at the airport, and he came to Brazil only for Carnival, and he was by himself with his wheelchair.
Yeah,
And
man.
he went to the Carnival
Yeah,
on the
man.
street,
Yeah.
and I was like,
You
But
got-
dedicated. Yo. Yeah,
Crazy.
It's a party for everyone.
Yeah.
Which is something I've certainly not seen anywhere else, because we do have different carnivals in our communities.
Is it called carnival or different name?
Yeah, different names.
Uh-huh.
Like there's like India has the color something color. It's
Yeah,
a color run.
yeah,
you've seen
color
it?
run.
Yeah, it's
They go
it's-
pound their color in
yeah,
everyone.
Everybody, and it's immense. We have some of these where, for instance, in Uganda, when we have like community party, but maybe it's like a Thanksgiving kind of situation, you know. Then you get the whole village, you know. So you get like the whole village to come together and you guys have a party. You see, that is that, you know. But it's communities. Whereas for Carnival, it's the whole country in Brazil.
Ah, yes.
You
The whole
know?
country stopped for
The
a
whole
week.
country
Yeah.
stops for a week and just party.
And Carnival has some problems. Depends where you go. You can have fights and things.
It
Yeah.
does. It
But
does.
the mainly,
There's that 1 week for
yes.
which is yeah.
You've been to Salvador Carnival, right? Or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go to the pipoca? Pipoca is
yes,
the
the pipoca. I went to
why do you-
Baiana System pipoca.
pipoca. It's when you
Mosh pit.
yeah. It's kind of bate cabeça.
oh.
So
Yeah, it's
you
a
know when
mosh
it goes to Chiclete. Chiclete is the guy that plays pipoca and what is her name? Ivete.
All
So
right.
people goes and fight. No fight. The idea is not fight.
It's mosh
Yeah.
pitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you call it?
Mosh pitting.
Mosh pitting.
Yeah,
I've
it's
never
mosh
heard this
pit.
word.
I'm not too into carnival.
So mosh pit is also something that is big on drum and bass, for instance. And it's like just there's a circle,
Mm-hmm.
and then it opens up, and then when the drop hits, everybody
go.
just
Yeah.
just,
It's like the classic rock music used to do that.
yeah. I remember those. Yeah, that was it. Oh man, that's.
You know, skinny guy like me, it gonna be.
You get in there.
You gotta be
You
big.
you have to be. in there.
You gotta be big.
big. Yeah, for
But
sure.
that's so common in Pernambuco and Bahia. It's common. He goes,
Yeah.
no, I'm going to the pipoca. I say, man, really? I'm going to the pipoca.
It's like yeah.
Guys, we girls, everyone.
Got
But the
it.
main idea is no one get hurt.
No.
It's no one gonna hurt.
No.
Of course, if you get someone too drunk and then feel offended and then might start a fight.
Yeah, but
the
that's
idea
that's
is
the
not-
whole point, because the whole energy is so that we release this experience, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
There's a thing in Zanzibar, for instance, where you get like they have banana fibers, but every change of season, for instance, like the moon season, depending on how they're counting, they go in and it's smashing each other. It's like Pudge City, I don't know, which is like, hey, you can say whatever words you want to say, you can say whatever you want to say, and you have this. The banana fibers, they won't hurt you, but the idea of you smashing and getting that frustration out of your system.
And then finish,
Yeah,
you
good.
friends again.
Your friends
Again.
again, you know.
Whoa,
But this-
adult way too.
Yeah, this happens not nowadays, but back in the days with funk, they had the same in Rio de Janeiro.
Oh, yeah?
They had this place that they put this cord in the middle, and then separate, and then open the cord. You go there, fight, and then came back. You go there,
Nice.
fight, came back on funk,
Mm.
and then finish the party. Everyone friends,
Oh,
no
yeah.
fight at all.
Mm-mm.
No fight at all.
Mm-mm.
People have different ways to release
Change
the
it.
stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a friend who only parties at Carnival.
Well, who am I to judge? If people like get, they have fun this way.
Yeah.
I guess it's not just for Brazilians. I guess all the parts of the world has this.
Yeah.
If you go to Thailand, they have the it's not kickbox, Muay Thai.
What is that?
So you have these clubs. You go there, go in the tatami, and you fight. Finish, everyone friends. It's a normal. You go to the bar, and then me and you, we might have some problems. We go there, we fight, finish, shake hands, go back, no problems at all.
Yeah.
And it's common to the
Nice. Well,
Thailand people.
We're partners. We might
Yeah.
try it one day.
No. It's healthy. It's healthy.
When we
Sometimes-
get hungry to one another.
Yeah, sometimes you've been boiling it up in there and you're waiting for it to come out, you know? You just
5 minutos sem perder a amizade.
É, é o
Vamos falar
famoso
aqui.
5
and you don't talk about it afterwards.
yeah, finish. No broken legs or
No,
arms,
that's it.
Yeah.
and no nose. That's it.
I'm like, don't touch my pretty face.
Yeah.
Let's go.
For sure.
We have a question we get in by the end of the podcast. And we have these questions that we used to know. We ask for all the guests,
Okay.
and the question is for you. You don't speak. You're already born speaking English, but which message you give to someone, even for Brazilians or anyone that doesn't speak English yet? Kind of a provocative message for they learn English.
Yeah. Take our time, and that's your camera.
You know what? You've been to so many countries. Of course, English was one of your best friends.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. How can I? Let's say it. Language is a tool that we can use to get away with stuff, with life. We can communicate. We can share what we feel, Whereas we also have types of verbal communications or ways of communicating. To be able to use a language like English in different communities, it just strongly says how the British colonized the world somewhat. And I will put the value on communication rather than English itself, because this way I wouldn't want to give so much effort or power to just the power. Learning another language, learning a different language is as good as being able to know how this other community works or how this people be. I mean, if you learned, for instance, English and you went to a country that doesn't speak English, what happens? You'd have to take the time to learn some other way of communicating with the community. And so with my ability over time, I've learned that how I communicate, irrespective of which language I'm using, I hopefully try and make it effective and easy. So
Whoa.
And
Nice
that's
message.
that's amazing, because communication is the key.
yeah.
For everything.
Yeah, doesn't matter if you're a polyglot, bilingual, doesn't matter,
Yeah.
and you're not a communicative person.
Yeah.
You go there
Yeah.
and stay in a spot, talk with no one, and the thing that you said, when you go to the place and you know about culture, community, and everything,
Yeah.
it's amazing, and you get
Yeah.
the communication.
And you get treated nicely by the locals.
Yeah.
They're like,
Mhm.
you speak the language? You
Oh.
come here.
Uh,
Come here.
Yeah, even like if you speak only 3 or 4 words, that's enough. I remember at the airport, I learned to speak 3 words in Chinese. So
That's
I
it.
used to board many Chineses to Iguazu Falls. And I used to say, "Wei ni hao ma?" And like they break and I smile
Yeah.
in their face, like, my goodness, you speak my language. Even like a few words, it's important. It's
See.
important. But
Nice.
as Carlos said, being communicative is important. Even if you speak only your own language,
Yeah.
but it's a start.
Mhm.
Then you need to go further.
Mhm.
But it's a start point.
Yeah.
I got a point, because people say French people, they don't like to speak English. They have this problem, but it's not at all. When I went to France, to Paris, you must start with bonjour.
No.
You must. You just have to say bonjour, bonsoir, au revoir. Once you learn this word, and you say bonjour, and then you can speak English. But that's true. That's true. You must know the language, not at all.
No.
At least some little ones, for they give you. It's not. They treat you well.
Yeah.
But people say they are arrogant for that. But I don't think so. It's like when you go to Brazil and you speak just English. You say, "Olá, bom dia," and then
Yeah.
you go with, in English.
Mhm.
It's good. They say, "Oh well, he at least have the."
The courtesy to say
Yes,
something in my
yes.
language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not true. Have you been to France?
Not yet. I don't want to, actually.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, I got my personal reasons.
All right, got it. No problem.
Very.
I believe it's a beautiful country. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
That's
people told me a lot of bad things about Paris, and I felt like a beautiful city, no problems at all. People said, "Oh, you're gonna see rats on the streets and everything." So many homeless. I didn't see anyone at all.
Oh,
Nothing. Yeah, I had I have different experience that
Yeah.
people
No.
told me I used to have, but
Yeah.
I should have.
Well, it was a pleasure. Thank you
Oh, yeah?
so much
Yeah.
for being here with us today.
Thank you
Take
for
your
having
time
me.
to spend with us, share
Yeah.
your experience,
Yeah.
share things of your country. It was a
Mhm.
pleasure to have you here.
Nice. So when are you having me back?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
When you have your release, what you saying?
Yeah.
2 months?
Yeah, in 2 months' time, I'll
2
have a small listening. So,
Okay, it's gonna
Yes.
be a pleasure for us.
yeah.
We're gonna be in touch for sure.
Yeah,
sure.
you betcha.
Yeah.
Não, agora em português,
É,
né?
vamos lá.
Vai explicar aí pra galera que não fala inglês, mas tem que falar, deve falar.
Exatamente. Então, ó, pra você que tava aqui ouvindo a gente, falou, poxa, vou praticar o listening, vou ouvir aqui, vou tentar entender um pouco pelo contexto, mas precisa ir um pouquinho mais a fundo. Aqui embaixo na descrição tem o link do nosso curso de inglês Exchange Pass, do básico ao avançado, com aulas ao vivo, toda semana, com suporte, com atividade em PDF, cronograma de estudo, tudo isso para vocês. Agora, você que...
Só dando
Opa.
mais um recadinho aqui pra galera entender, pra mixar aí com o nosso
Claro.
curso. Você viu aqui que nós já trouxemos americanos, nigerianos, Uganda agora, trouxemos também
Da Suíça?
a da Suíça. Então, o nosso curso, ele é para todo mundo, não é específico ali, você fala, meu inglês é só para o britânico. Não, é o inglês internacional,
Exatamente.
certo? Então, o nosso curso é para você falar com todo mundo. A gente consegue ver que diferentes países que falam inglês têm diferentes sotaques, todo mundo que veio aqui tem um sotaque diferente.
Exatamente.
Então é isso, cara. Se você quer falar inglês de verdade, tá aí o Exchange Pass feito para você.
E para você que, por exemplo, nos conheceu há pouco tempo, ou, por exemplo, professor, está no final do ano, não sei ainda se eu quero começar agora, eu vou deixar aqui para vocês também o link do meu workshop Inglês, a chave para a sua transformação. Ele também vai estar aqui. Ele está com, assim, preço de pinga. Tá muito barato. Tá muito barato. Então você vai clicar aqui no link, você vai verificar lá. Você vai dar uma olhadinha, tá bom? Que eu não vou falar aqui, mas você vai ver e você não vai se arrepender. Por quê? Ali, eu e o Carlos, a gente, né, fez várias chamadas pra ver como que ficaria melhor pra vocês. Tem e-book completo de como estudar, tem aula gravada e tem chamada ao vivo comigo também, tá? Pra não ficar só no gravado. Mas eu quero mais intimidade. Você tem chamada ao vivo comigo também. Então, dá uma olhadinha lá ou chama a gente também nas redes sociais para ter mais informações. Vou deixar suas redes aqui também.
Ah, é?
Aham,
Isso.
sim. Vou
A
deixar
gente
aqui
vai
pra
deixar
vocês
as
conhecerem o
redes
trabalho.
e os dias que você vai tocar no
Passa pra gente.
Let's Beer.
Let's
Beer.
Let's Beer and Casa Caminho.
Casa Caminho.
Casa Caminho 21st, sábado.
Tá vendo?
Oh.
A gente vai deixar tudo aqui na
21st,
descrição
yes.
pra você que quer acompanhar o trabalho do Ejuku.
Yeah, man.
Ejuku Yaman.
Yeah, man. Ejuku out here. Thank you so much for having me. Yalama noi. Yalama.
Pleasure. Então, Oi, você ia falar?
Olha aí, teacher.
Muito obrigado por você que nos deu audiência, que ficou aqui com a gente todo esse tempo, tá? Se você não deixou o like lá no começo, deixa o like agora, se inscreve, ajuda a gente a chegar a 1000 inscritos, manda pra aquele seu amigo, aquele seu colega, sua namorada, seu pai que quer aprender inglês, fala, esse cara aqui, né, trouxeram alguém de Uganda, vamos praticar o listening juntos, vamos ver os podcasts anteriores, que tem muita gente legal também, então já ajuda a gente aí nesse sentido e se ajude também, certo?
Mas antes de terminar, eu só ia falar, a gente não deixou você falar. Você quer deixar uma mensagem pra alguém, pra familiar, alguma coisa? Desculpa, teacher, ter te cortado.
Não, imagina, que é isso?
The one that I go with every time. Please, if you're out there and you're a human being, every time you go to take a shit, flush down your mental health at the same time.
This message is for everyone.
Flush it down. Every morning you go and take it. As it's going, you also... and you start the new day fresh without the shit of yesterday.
Yeah. Open-minded.
Yeah.
Alright.
Thank you so
Então,
much.
com essa mensagem muito útil pra muita gente que acaba não se atentando a esse detalhe, se você não entendeu, vem falar com a gente no Instagram, já clica aqui pra fazer parte do nosso curso. Muito obrigado pela audiência de
Valeu,
vocês.
galera.
Forte
Tchau,
abraço.
tchau.
Tchau.
Nice. Ah, nice.